G'day, it's Nicole here again, and today I thought I'd show you a video on the build process of the spider train thing. I'm never really sure what to call it. Maybe the Locorachnid. It's not a spider, it has 10 legs, but who's counting really? You may also notice on this build that I've landscaped around it, so I don't normally do that, and I think I will be doing it from now on because I like the look of the trees. It kind of makes it look more natural. It also gives an idea of the scale of the thing too. So I'm pretty happy with that. He's a bit of a beast really, but didn't turn out too badly. You might notice since the last video that I've also put big wheels on the forelegs. I guess it's time to show part of the process. So the boiler ended up being 51 blocks high, and I had no real plans as to what I was going to do, how far off the ground to build it. I wanted it to be a certain height so that I could make it look as though the locomotive was suspended by its legs and not kind of sitting on wheels. I didn't want to do wheels on it. Yeah, and so this is just the process of building the boiler. It's really monotonous. Every block placed by hand, of course. I don't use anything else to help me to do it. And so I just had to do it in sections, I guess. And the front, it was just a matter of trying things out just to see what looked the best. I played around with different designs on the front. I ended up doing black concrete just to look like rivets and to give a bit of extra detail. This is doing part of the cab. The boiler ended up being about 200 blocks long and the cab's about 55 or something. I had so much trouble building the cab. I thought again that it was going to be relatively easy, and it wasn't at all. At one point I was doing the windows and it looked honestly like like a 6-year-old draws a locomotive, and I was really just so annoyed about that. It took a long time. The boiler part of the train was really easy, and a lot of the front part of the train, just because it's a lot of cylinders really, just of varying sizes. So I googled a pile of images of steam trains and used those, like real steam trains of course, found a design that I liked the most and used that as just a reference picture, also using a lot of artistic license as well as usual. And yeah, sort of came up with this design. I tend to find that I use concrete a lot. Probably if you've watched my videos, notice that I do probably overuse it. Maybe I need to try, some different things, but I do like the fact that concrete doesn't have an edge to it, so it's just a nice, clean, smooth line. So it's starting to take shape now. This front part that I'm working on here, I wasn't really sure how to make a cylinder look like it was curving down from the boiler, so I just kind of did the same shape and stepped it down a few blocks, and then kind of did a bigger gap in between each layer. And it didn't look too bad. I'm still not totally happy with how it turned out, but you can see it kind of looks like curvature. And the stairs at the front of the loco, that was just a 45-degree angle, so that was quite easy to do. I needed to do a little bit of detail around certain areas too, because otherwise there's just big blocks of shapes and no detail. So the boiler, I've tried a few different designs on the front of the boiler and just gone back to that original design. So at this point I was really happy with what I had, and then I stopped building for a period of time because I tend to do that. I don't know why. I'll start off fairly strong and then lose my bottle. So I left it for a few weeks and came back to it. So here I was just kind of roughing out part of it, and then I had trouble with recording, so there's kind of a few gaps in between, but there's the cab done. And put my berth year on it, of course, and then the round domes on the top of the boiler. That was just a matter of putting a circle down and just seeing how the size looked proportionally. Fairly straightforward. And this is part of the leg. I'm not going to show you the legs. They were such a pain to do, and I kind of ended up, because I was having trouble with the recording, I didn't bother doing a lot of recording while I was building those. But anyway, I guess we're pretty much at that part of the video where it's nearly time to say goodbye. But I would like to show you just a little bit of, the virtually finished product. Not quite there, but here he is, and just got more detailing to do really than anything, which is the fun part, I think. Now I've just got to think about what to build next. Although I think for a start I'm going to do some landscaping around some of my older builds just to, see how that turns out. Anyway, I guess it's time for me to go. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you're all well, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.